All right, guys, we need to talk. And I mean, really talk. Today, we're diving headfirst into a topic that's got people scared to admit the truth. Why sex-starved relationships ultimately fail. Now, let's be real, okay? We're all adults here. If you're in a committed relationship, intimacy isn't just a nice to have thing. It's the glue that actually holds everything together. But when that intimacy starts to fade, well, it's not just the bedroom that goes cold. The whole damn relationship starts to fall apart. So what happens when your relationship becomes a desert wasteland of sexual frustration? And why do so many couples ignore the warning signs until it's too late? Let me give you the raw, unfiltered truth. Jessica OS here. Welcome back to the channel. So first off, when the sex dries up, resentment builds. It's a slow burn at first. Maybe it's even just a twinge of annoyance when they brush you off, or that single feeling when you realize it's been weeks, months even. But that resentment is like a virus. It infects every part of the relationship until it's unrecognizable. And here's where it gets messy. Instead of addressing the issues, couples start playing the blame game. She's not into me anymore, she's always too tired, or worse, maybe there's someone else in the picture. The mind starts to wander. Insecurities rear their ugly head, and trust, well, that's the first casualty. Now let me drop the truth bomb. When the emotional connection starts to wane, the physical connection follows suit. It's like a 1-2 punch to the gut of your relationship. You stop talking, stop touching, and before you know it, you're more like roommates than lovers. And don't get me started on the impact on self-esteem. Imagine this. The person who's supposed to desire you, crave you, doesn't even notice when you walk into the room anymore. That kind of rejection, it cuts deep. And people start looking elsewhere for validation, whether it's through work, hobbies, or someone new. So here's where the plot thickens. Sex-starved relationships often end with one partner stepping out. It's not right, but it's the sad reality. When you're not getting your needs met at home, the temptation to look outside your relationship can become very strong to resist. And once that line is crossed, trust me, it's impossible to come back from it. Look, if you're in a relationship that's hit a dry spell, you have to address it. I don't care how awkward or how uncomfortable it may be, sweep it under the rug and you're delaying the inevitable. So how do you fix it? Let's dig deep into what it really takes to break the cycle of sexual neglect and rebuild that intimacy that you've lost. First and foremost, communication is key, and I had to go there. And it's not just about having a conversation. It's about having the right conversation, one that's rooted in honesty, brutal honesty. You've got to lay it out on the table, no matter how uncomfortable or vulnerable it makes you feel. Take note, this kind of conversation isn't just about blaming your partner or pointing fingers. It's not about keeping score or rehashing old wounds. It's about understanding where both of you are coming from, what's really causing the distance, and then working to find a solution. Think of it as a team effort. You're not opponents, you're on the same side trying to win back the closeness that you once held. Key questions to ask your partner. Now, to make this conversation productive, you need to ask the right questions. Questions that open up the dialogue and help you both get to the heart of the matter. Number one, how do you feel about your current level of intimacy? Now, this question invites your partner to share their feelings without the fear of judgment. It's important to understand their perspective and where things stand if you're going to be able to start solving the problem. Second question, is there something specific that has been affecting your desire for intimacy? So, life gets complicated. Stress, work, health, and even unresolved issues in the relationship can all impact sexual desire. So the question helps uncover any underlying factors that might be causing that drift or that disconnect. Third question, what can we do to make each other feel more desired and appreciated? So intimacy isn't just about physical connection. It's about feeling valued and wanted. The question focuses on positive steps that both of you can take to reignite the spark. See, so it's not putting blame on one person, it's a we problem. Number 4, have there been moments where you felt distant from me emotionally? If so, when and why? So emotional distance often precedes physical distance. Understanding when and why your partner felt distant can help you address the root cause or the root causes and prevent further drift. Number 5, what are your expectations when it comes to intimacy? And do you feel those expectations are being met? So expectations around intimacy can vary widely. This question opens up a dialogue about whether both of your needs are being met, and if not, how you can adjust to meet each other's expectations. Number 6, how do you think we can both contribute to improving our intimate life? So this is a forward-looking question and encourages both of you to take responsibility for improving the relationship. It's not about blaming one person. It's about finding the solutions together. Number 7, is there anything you've been hesitant to bring up regarding our intimacy that you'd like to talk about now? Now, believe it, sometimes there are unspoken concerns or desires that one partner is afraid to mention. Creating a safe space for these conversations to be had is and will be a game changer. So these are a few, but not all the questions. I mean, these questions are designed to open up a dialogue that's honest, respectful, and solution-oriented. It's not about getting defensive or winning an argument. It's about understanding each other better and finding a way forward together. You both need to be willing to listen as much as you speak and to compromise where necessary to rebuild the intimacy you both crave. And don't forget, sometimes these conversations can be tough to navigate alone. Sometimes you need that third party to help you both see the bigger picture. Counseling, therapy, it's not a sign of weakness. It's a sign that you're willing to fight for what you've built. So don't be afraid to sign up with a psychologist or sign up for a private consultation with me so I can also walk with you guys through the process. Go to patreon.com/JessicaOS. I'll leave the link in the video description. Now, the goal here is to reconnect and revive what's been lost. And of course, that takes time, patience, and a whole lot of love. At the end of the day, it's about being a team again, rebuilding that connection, that trust. And yes, that passion is possible. It starts with your willingness to have those tough, honest conversations and to put the work in together. If you're both committed, there's no reason why you can't bring back the fire and make your relationship stronger than ever. So if you're feeling that disconnect, don't wait for things to get worse. Take action right now. Because once the intimacy is gone, it's a hell of a lot harder to get it back. Remember, a relationship without intimacy is like a car without fuel. You can only push it so far before it breaks down. If you want to keep things alive, it's time to fuel up. My name is Jessica OS. Thank you so much for watching this video. I'll definitely be catching you in the next one. Cheers.